The following is a presentation of 912 Sports.
Welcome to the 912 Sports 2022 Football Awards Show with Sean Smoke, Kevin Price, Robbie Ross, and Buddy Love. Tonight, we're excited to announce the postseason All-912 football team for both offense and defense. We'll also celebrate the offensive and defensive players of the year chosen by coaches from 24 schools in the 912 area. Finally, we reveal our Big Six Award winners for 2022. The Special Teams Player of the Year, the Scholar Athlete of the Year, the Offensive and Defensive Players of the Year, the Coach of the Year, and the Most Valuable Player for 2022. Tonight's show is brought to you by Prime South Bank, Robbie Robertson Ford, Gibson Animal Clinic, Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, and Walker Jones Dealers. Next, we'll hear from the publisher of 912 Sports Magazine, Sean Smoke, along with Kevin Price, right after these messages.
It makes sense Prime South Bank would have a great mobile app. Nobody is as mobile as our customers. For a century, they've chased dreams, followed their hearts, took the road less taken, made a new path, taken leaps of faith. At Prime South, offering the latest digital banking, secure pay apps, and new online lending is part of a mobile tradition that goes way back. Life is mobile. So is Prime South. Find your Prime. Member FDIC.
Play it loud and rev it up. Robbie Robertson's got trucks built for tough.
Make your way to Robbie Robertson Ford in Waycross, where the deals are bigger than ever. Looking for a stylish midsize car, a spacious SUV, or a truck that performs at work and play? Robbie Robertson wants your vehicle and is paying top dollar. Now is the time to buy. Fords are cheaper in the swamp.
Welcome back. Here's Sean Smoke and Kevin Price.
Welcome, sports fans, to the 912 Sports 2022 Football Awards Show. I'm Sean Smoke, publisher of 912 Sports, joined as always by head writer and podcast host Kevin Price. Kevin, how you doing this evening?
Good, Sean. Great to be here. Big night for us here at 912 Sports with our awards show. Going to be a fun evening. Unfortunately, this brings an end to football season for us, I guess, even though football season never really ends. But great night for us to honor some of the top teams, top coaches, top players around Southeast Georgia here tonight.
Yeah, it's hard to believe the football season is over. It seems like it just started a few weeks ago, but it has come to an end here in South Georgia. But tonight's going to be our third annual online football award show. But this is actually our 13th year of presenting these awards, Kevin.
Yeah, you've been doing it a long time. Started with a banquet, had to go to this show because of the pandemic a couple of years ago, but this show's been a success. Opens up what we do to a lot of people. A lot of people can see it on the internet, really around the world, Sean, not just here in the 912 area code. So we've had a lot of positive response from it, so we've continued it. And kind of hard for me to believe this is already my fourth year with you guys. I was at the banquet several years ago, and then this is my third award show, so time just keeps rocking along.
Exactly. And Kevin, you mentioned about the award show. It allows so many more people to see these awards, gives these kids a chance to be seen by several more people, because you always grandma, aunt, and uncles and family friends, they couldn't always come to the banquet. This way they get a chance to see it online, and it really does reach a lot more people. But like we said, Kevin, this is our 13th year hosting these awards, but here in 2022 2022. This is only our second state champion. I want to give a big congratulations to the Ware County Gators. They won the 5A state championship this past Saturday night, defeating the Warner Robins Demons by a final score of 38-13 up in Atlanta, and that put the Gators at 14-0 on a fantastic season there, Kevin.
Yeah, what an awesome accomplishment. Obviously, the first state championship for Ware County. And Sean, they really made it look easy on the field. And as we were watching the game, I was thinking, the coaches and the players, they had to finish the job.
Right.
But all those people in the stands, particularly there in the fourth quarter when it was pretty obvious that Ware was going to win, they could kind of soak it in, soak it in and just enjoy the moment. And certainly when the final horn sounded, a lot of smiles on a lot of faces, a lot of tears of joy were shed, and just a great, great moment for Gator Nation, and certainly a great way to end the 2022 season here in Southeast Georgia with one of our teams winning the state championship.
Yeah, and I believe, Kevin, half of Waycross, maybe all of Waycross was in Atlanta that game, but they really had those stands packed. But hey, tonight's going to be an awesome night. We're going to announce the all 912 sports football team for the postseason edition. So I know there's a lot of kids to see if they wanted to see if they made that team. We'll honor an offensive and defensive player from all 24 schools around our 912 coverage area. So we'll find out who the best offensive and defensive player was for each one of the teams. And then finally, we're going to present our Big Six awards. These are going to be 912 area-wide awards. These are the ones that everybody wants, so everybody that covets these awards. So we'll see who our Big Six winners are. But of course, none of this tonight would be possible without our sponsors. We want to take this opportunity to thank our valued sponsors. We'd like to thank Coastal Pines Technical College, Gibson Animal Clinic, Prime South Bank, Robbie Robertson Ford, and Walker Jones. Without these guys, none of this would be possible. But Kevin, all these sponsors give so much back to the community. They give so much back to the youth of the 912 area, and we're proud to be partners with these guys, in this endeavor here for the award show tonight. So really appreciate you guys. But hey, so sit back, settle in. We're going to have a great show for you tonight, and we'll be right back here after these messages.
Gibson Animal Clinic is ready to help with your animals. From cats to dogs to horses, we treat them all. Call on us for grooming, bathing, boarding, and more serious things like surgery, dentistry, spay, neuter, immunizations, heartworm prevention, flea control, complete lab testing, radiology, preventive health care. Call us at 285-7678. Open Saturdays for your convenience. Gibson Animal Clinic. Practical solutions with reasonable fees. Russell J. Gibson, DVM.
Gibson Animal Clinic, 108 Riverside Drive, Waycross.
Hablamos español en nuestra clínica.
High schoolers, did you know that you can get a head start on your college career and save money at the same time through dual enrollment at Coastal Pines Technical College? Dual enrollment is open to high school juniors and seniors, tuition free. Talk to your high school counselor or visit coastalpines.edu for more information. Coastal Pines Technical College, an equal opportunity institution. Go Coastal.
It's now time to announce the all 912 postseason football team for 2022. Here's Sean and Kevin.
Welcome back. I'm Kevin Price. It is my pleasure now to introduce the offense on our 2022 All 912 Sports postseason football team. We'll start with our quarterback, and that is DJ Bell of the Pierce County Bears. Our running backs are Amari Douglas of the Long County Blue Tide and Matthew Fuller of the Wayne County Yellow Jackets. At wide receiver, we have Terry Mitchell of the Brunswick High School Pirates and also Jarvis Hayes of the state champion Ware County Gators. Also at wide receiver, we have Rayvon Grant of the Richmond Hill Wildcats. He was an all-region performer for Richmond Hill this season. On the offensive line, we have Jamal Merriweather from Brunswick High School, who, by the way, just recently flipped his commitment from Central Florida to Kirby Smart and the University of Georgia. Also on the offensive line, we have Henry Piegler from the Pierce County Bears. Another offensive lineman, Jake Trevel of the Wayne County Yellow Jackets. Also on the offensive front, Cameron Gonzalez of the state champion Ware County Gators. And rounding out the offensive line, Mark Neesmith of the Athling County Pirates. Of course, he helped the Pirates to a region championship this season and also the semifinals for the second straight season this year in Class AA. And rounding out our offensive team, our place kicker, Jonah Allen of the Pierce County Bears. We'll be back in a moment with Sean Smoke naming our defensive team.
We'll be back right after these messages. Welcome back. Here's Sean Smoke.
Welcome back. I'm Sean Smoke, publisher of 912 Sports, and I have the pleasure of letting you know who the defensive players are for the 2022 All 912 Sports postseason football team. Let's start off with the defensive lineman. Kayshawn Thomas of the Brunswick High Pirates. Kayshawn was one of our cover athletes this season. Also on the defensive line, Demetrius Baldwin of the state champion Ware County Gators. Also a defensive lineman, DeNigel Cooper of the Camden County Wildcats. And rounding out our defensive line was Malik Tillman of the Wayne County Yellow Jackets. Malik and his teammates took a 0-9 team to 10-3 this season. So congratulations to the Jackets on a great season. We'll move on to linebackers. We've got Trey Hargrove of the state champion Ware County Gators. Linebacker Dawson Griffiths of the semifinalist Athling County Pirates. And another linebacker, Devin Smith of the Brunswick High Pirates. Keep your eye on Devin. He was injured late in the season, but he's going to be one of the top prospects here in the 912 next year. And rounding out for our linebackers is Lake Lynn of the McIntosh County Academy. Lake was an all-region player there for the Buccaneers, had a really great season. Moving on to defensive backs, we've got Jake Lindsey of the Camden County Wildcats, who's going on to play at Army. We've got Ivan Johnson of the Brunswick High Pirates. He was also one of our players of the week earlier this season. And rounding out our defensive backs is L.J. Hall of the state champion Ware County Gators. Last but not least on the defensive team is our punter, and that's Cody Arnold of the Glen Academy Red Terrors. So congratulations to all the players for making the postseason All 912 football team. We'll be right back here with more after these messages.
Gibson Animal Clinic is ready to help with your animals. From cats to dogs to horses, we treat them all. Call on us for grooming, bathing, boarding, and more serious things like surgery, dentistry, spay, neuter, immunizations, heartworm prevention, flea control, complete lab testing, radiology, preventive health care. Call us at 285-7678. Open Saturdays for your convenience. Gibson Animal Clinic. Practical solutions with reasonable fees. Russell J. Gibson, DVM.
Gibson Animal Clinic, 108 Riverside Drive, Across.
Hablamos español en nuestra clínica.
High schoolers, did you know that you can get a head start on your college career and save money at the same time through dual enrollment at Coastal Pines Technical College? Dual enrollment is open to high school juniors and seniors, tuition free. Talk to your high school counselor or visit coastalpines.edu for more information. Coastal Pines Technical College, an equal opportunity institution. Go Coastal.
Hello, high school football fans, and welcome back to the 2022 Football Awards Show, presented by 912 Sports. I'm Buddy Love, and it is my pleasure, and indeed my privilege, to announce the Player of the Year awards for both offense and defense, chosen by coaches from 24 schools here in the 912 region. So let's get started. First up, the Appleton County Pirates, sponsored by Community Bank of Georgia. On offense, Jalen Johnson, and on defense, Dawson Griffiths. Bacon County Red Raiders, sponsored by 912 Sports. On offense, Josiah Brown, and on defense, Mikewavius O'Neill. Redwell Institute Tigers, sponsored by 912 Sports. On offense, Tyon Jones, and on defense, Khalil Latimer. Brantley County Herons, sponsored by Hendricks Heating and Air. On offense, Kellen Middleton, and on defense, Mason Thomas. The Brunswick Pirates, sponsored by Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery. On offense, Terry Mitchell, and on defense, Ivan Johnson. Camden County Wildcats, sponsored by Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery. On offense, Jaden Daly, and on defense, Jamarlee Riddle. Charlton County Indians, sponsored by Charlton Sports Network. On offense, Jalen Lilly, and on defense, Jay Harris. Clinch County Panthers, sponsored by Burt CPA. On offense, Jeremy Bell, and on defense, Tucker Robbins. Coffee County Trojans, sponsored by 912 Sports. On offense, Antoine McDuffie, and on defense, Larry Daniel. Effingham County Rebels, sponsored by 912 Sports. On offense, Nate Hayes, and on defense, Luke Roberts. Frederica Academy Knights, sponsored by Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery. On offense, Jordan Triplett, and on defense, Hamp Thompson. Glen Academy Red Terrors, sponsored by Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery. On offense, Tyler Devlin, and on defense, John McLeod. We're halfway through, so let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Now that Buddy's had a chance to rest his pipes, let's get going again. Starting with the Jeff Davis Yellow Jackets, sponsored by 912 Sports. On offense, Ty Weaver, and on defense, Peyton Lane. Liberty County Panthers, sponsored by 912 Sports. On offense, Carlos Singleton, and on defense, James Somerset. Long County Blue Tide, sponsored by 912 Sports. On offense, Amari Douglas, and on defense, Kenny Pickens. McIntosh County Academy Buccaneers, sponsored by Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery. On offense, Jarice Campbell, and on defense, Blake Linton. New Hampstead Phoenix, sponsored by 912 Sports. On offense, Paulie Seeley, and on defense, Isaiah Scott. The Pierce County Bears, sponsored by Bennett and Johnson Insurance and Blackshear. On offense, Henry Piegler. And on defense, Carson Sloan. Richmond County Wildcats, sponsored by Low Country Radio. On offense, Rayvon Grant. And on defense, Gabe Bauman. Robert Toombs Christian Academy Crusaders, sponsored by 912 Sports. On offense, Jay-Sean Powell. And on defense, Justin Powell. South Effingham Mustangs, sponsored by 912 Sports. On offense, Justin Martell. And on defense, Rakeem Williams. Toombs County Bulldogs, sponsored by 912 Sports. On offense, Caden Marsh. And on defense, Tank Morris. State champion Ware County Gators, sponsored by Miles Odom Funeral Home. On offense, Jarvis Hayes. And on defense, LJ Hall. Finally, the Wayne County Yellow Jackets, sponsored by Prime South Bank in Jessup. On offense, Terrion Graves. And on defense, Malik Tillman. Coming up next, the Big Six Awards. You won't want to miss it.
Welcome back. It's time for the biggest part of the show, the Big Six. Here's Kevin Price.
Welcome back. I'm Kevin Price, and I have the honor of presenting our first three of our Big Six awards, and we'll get started with our Scholar Athlete Award. The Coastal Pines Technical College Scholar Athlete of the Year holds a 4.92 grade point average and scored a 1290 on the SAT. He made the superintendent's A honor roll list 8 times, is a member of the Beta Club and also the National Honor Society. He is also a member of the Duke TIP program. He was chosen as the Atlanta Falcons High School Man of the Year finalist. On the field, he was a standout linebacker and safety for his team. He recorded 158 total tackles this season with 112 solo stops and also 46 assists. He also had 16 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, and an interception this season. He is set to play football for the Army Black Knights in college. The Coastal Pines Technical College Scholar Athlete of the Year is Jake Lindsey of the Camden County Wildcats. The 912 Sports Special Team Player of the Year is a kicker from one of Southeast Georgia premier teams in recent seasons. This year's top special teams performer made 71 of his 72 extra point kicks this fall as his team reached the quarterfinals in Class AA. He also kicked 80% of his kickoffs into the end zone for touchbacks, and his longest field goal for his career was 52 yards. The 912 Special Teams Player of the Year is Jonah Allen of the Pierce County Bears. The Gibson Animal Clinic Defensive Player of the Year is actually more than a good football player. His head coach has called him the best program guy he has ever coached because of the example he sets for his teammates with his actions both on and off the football field. But when he steps between the lines, this senior linebacker stands out on the field with his stellar play. This season, he recorded 140 and a half tackles, 115 of those solo tackles, made 31 tackles for loss, and sacked the opposing quarterback 10 times while also forcing a fumble, blocking a punt, and scoring a touchdown. He was the leader on one of the state's best defenses, helping his team to a 14-0 record and a state championship last weekend. He has several offers to play college football and will make someone a good football player on the next level. The Gibson Animal Clinic Defensive Player of the Year is Trey Hargrove of the Ware County Gators. All right, that's our first 3 awards. We'll be back with our next 3 awards right after this.
It makes sense Prime South Bank would have a great mobile app. Nobody is as mobile as our customers. For a century, they've chased dreams, followed their hearts, took the road less taken, made a new path, taken leaps of faith. At Prime South, offering the latest digital banking, secure pay apps, and new online lending is part of a mobile tradition that goes way back. Life is mobile. So is Prime South. Find your Prime. Member FDIC.
Play it loud and rev it up. Robbie Robertson's got trucks built for tough.
Make your way to Robbie Robertson Ford in Waycross, where the deals are bigger than ever. Looking for a stylish midsize car, a spacious SUV, or a truck that performs at work and play? Robbie Robertson wants your vehicle and is paying top dollar. Now is the time to buy. Fords are cheaper in the swamp.
Welcome back. Believe it or not, this show is about to get even bigger. Here's Mr. Big himself, Sean Smoke, with the Big 6 Awards, Part 2.
Welcome back, sports fans. I'm Sean Smoke, publisher of 912 Sports, and I have the honor of doing our final 3 awards for our Big 6 tonight. So let's get going here. The Prime South Offensive Player of the Year was a workhorse running back for his team this season. The junior standout rushed for 1,757 yards, 22 touchdowns on 257 carries. He averaged 7 yards per carry and ran for just over 135 yards a game this fall. He carried more than 100 yards in 10 of his team's 13 games as he helped his team make a surprising run at the Class 4A quarterfinals, while also playing well at linebacker on defense. He played for a team who did not win a game last year, but they made a huge turnaround in 2022 under their new head coach. The Prime South Offensive Player of the Year is Matthew Fuller of the Wayne County Yellow Jackets. The Robbie Robertson Ford Coach of the Year just finished out his 4th season with his current team. He has taken this program to the state playoffs in each of his first 4 seasons. But this season, our Coach of the Year and this proud program won their first ever state title. His team entered the Class 5A state playoffs ranked number 1 and closed out a perfect 14-0 season with a 38-13 victory over perennial power Warner Robins this past Saturday in Atlanta. Our top coach for the 22 season is now 141-47-1 in his 15 seasons as a head coach, and with 7 region titles and now a state championship. He's now 41-8 at his current post over the last 4 seasons. The Robbie Robertson Ford Coach of the Year is Jason Strickland of the Ware County Gators. The Walker Jones Most Valuable Player has put together quite a high school career here in the 912 area code. He's played quarterback and running back. The senior star player rushed for 2,238 yards and passed for 800 yards while accounting for 47 touchdowns this year. You heard right, 47 touchdowns. He ran for 33 touchdowns and passed for 14. Already an all-time leading rusher for his school coming into the season, our 2022 MVP finished his prep career with almost 6,000 yards rushing and 80 touchdowns. He has twice been voted as an All-State player and anticipates getting a 3rd All-State award this season. He scored the winning touchdown for his team in the 2020 Class AAA state title game, helped his team to the state semifinals last year and the Class AA quarterfinals this season. He was our Offensive Player of the Year in 2021. The Walker Jones Most Valuable Player for 2022 is DJ Bell of the Pierce County Bears. Hey, stick around. We got more right after these messages.
Welcome back. Before we say goodnight, here's Sean and Kevin.
Thanks for watching the 912 Sports 2022 Football Awards Show. Kevin, it's hard to believe, man, another season in the book. 912 had a state championship. Again, congratulations to the Ware County Gators winning the 5A state champion. But with a season filled with highlights, what was your favorite moment of 2022?
Well, Sean, I knew you were going to ask this question, and there's several things I could say, but in the interest of time, I won't go through the whole laundry list. But I will mention a few things, I guess, that just kind of come straight to the forefront when I think about this 2022 season. And I guess one would be Camden County's resurgence, Sean. I guess in the second year of Jeff Herron's second stint down there, Camden County started, with some struggles early, lost their first couple of ball games, but stayed the course, won 2 big ball games. As you know, there at the end of the regular season, beating Valdosta and Lowndes to complete the regular season, then get the number 2 seed in their region, which gave them a home playoff game for the first time in several years, which they won over East Coweta, and they won that game in the second half playing old school Camden County football. Tough defense and really going after East Coweta in that wing T offense. So I'm really excited about year number 3 down there under Jeff Herron, with a lot of good players coming back, a good strong nucleus coming back. We'll see if they can continue to push forward. And then a team I saw a lot, particularly being the PA announcer at Glenn County Stadium, Brunswick High's season. They had their second straight unbeaten regular season, won their second straight outright region championship. Unfortunately, had that tough first round matchup with Houston County, another state ranked team, a number 4 seed that was, as you know, better than your average number 4 seed. And the game went into overtime. Houston County won that game on the final play of the game with a 2-point conversion. And if Brunswick wins that one, Sean, there's no question in my mind that they win the second round game, just like Houston County did. Then they go to play Gainesville in the quarterfinals, and who knows what happens from there.
You get that game at home.
Right. Brunswick would have been at home, whereas Houston County was not at home, and you just never know. So that was a tough matchup for Brunswick, but a great season by them. And then, of course, the Ware County Gators. I know you're probably going to say something about that, but what a great accomplishment for them to win that state championship there on the final day of the regular season for everybody around the state, but here in Southeast Georgia as well. But obviously they were the top ranked team in the state going into the state playoffs, and just they had a heck of a defense, as you know, had a great powerful running game, a big play passing attack, and of course Jason Strickland is one of the best coaches in the state, very deserving of a state championship. He finally gets something he deserved. And then to see the Gators taking those pictures down there on the field and that train horn going off in the background, just a fitting end to the season here for us in Southeast Georgia.
Yeah, and you're right, Kevin. I mean, that's going to be, one of my fondest memories. Being at that game and watching those kids play that that game, and really dominated from the first series of that game. I mean, that game really was never in doubt, and you beat a team that had been to the state championship the last 6 years in a row, who had won the last 2 state 5A state championships. So you didn't beat Little Sisters of the Poor. Now you beat a really, really good football team, but Ware really all year long just played lights out. That defense was special. I think they wound up, maybe they jumped up to 6.9 or maybe it's 7 points a game right now for the defense. But I mean, what a fantastic job! What great senior leadership! This group that won this state championship came in with Jason Strickland, so they were all together for that 4-year run. So again, just a fantastic season, and the scene at Memorial Stadium at 1 o'clock in the morning, Kevin, after that game got over, was just electric, shooting off fireworks, blowing the fire on. I know we woke up halfway across that wasn't at the stadium that night, but again, just a fantastic thing. But listen, both of us would be remiss if we didn't mention the fantastic season that happened at Wayne County. Here's a program, Kevin, that 2 years ago was 0-9 on the season. They go out, they get the coaches they want, and J-Bo Shaw, he comes in and basically just works a miracle. Winds up, I believe they were 12-2, or maybe they weren't 12-2, maybe they were 11-2, or whatever it was. But I mean, just a fantastic season. Made it all the way to the third round of the state playoffs. And did it with the same guys that went 0-9. And that's really the mark of a great coach, Kevin, to me, is getting these kids who probably could have just said, I'm going to play my senior year and get it over with, but getting them to buy into what J-Bo was selling, getting those kids to believe, getting them to do. I mean, he had kids that moved positions that never scoffed at it. Said, whatever we need to do, Coach, we're with you. We just want to win, and that's exactly what those guys did. So, hey, hats off to Jay Rochelle, hats off to the Wayne County Yellow Jackets, that whole community over there. Fantastic season, and I'm really looking forward, just like you said about Camden, I'm really looking forward to what those guys do moving forward. So, but hey, listen, we hope everybody enjoyed the show tonight. But once again, this would not have happened without our valued sponsors. Again, we'd like to thank Coastal Pines Technical College, Gibson Animal Clinic, Prime South Bank, Robbie Robertson Ford, and Walker Jones. These guys are the ones that made it happen, so we really do appreciate it. In addition, we'd like to thank our championship staff, Kevin Price, Robbie Ross, and Jeff Copeland. We appreciate the effort and hard work that these guys do every day to make 912 looking and good and sound as good as it does. And listen, this team is the best one in the business, so I really appreciate all those guys. But hey, thanks for watching. That's going to do it for tonight's show. We're done for 2022, but we'll be right back here in 2023, so check us out. Until then, may all your check marks go in the win column. Good night, everybody.
Thank you for watching. The 912 Sports 2022 Football Awards Show was brought to you by Walker Jones Dealers, Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, Gibson Animal Clinic, Robbie Robertson Ford, and Prime South Bank.
This has been a presentation of 912 Sports.